everyone, I'm Ariana. Nice to meet some of you, and Reed, nice to talk to you again.
Yeah. Good to see you. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Oh, honey, I'm living the good life. We had a great night last night at the premiere. Happy to be here.
Awesome. How was the premiere for everyone?
A freaking blast. Mary couldn't be there.
Couldn't be
Oh,
there. I had a baby a week ago.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
congratulations, Mary. You glowing too, girl. You look
I know
great.
you look
thank
so
you.
beautiful.
Oh, you're very sweet. But yeah, I desperately wish I could be there. But yeah, I'm in LA with my baby.
Yeah, you don't look postpartum at all, so congrats.
Well, I'm feeling it, but we're good. We're good.
Yes. So, Reed, you previously worked with Logic, kinda, on the 4:30 movie, and there's like a callback to it because that's his lunchbox, and he's like, "Oh, I just saw the sequel." What was it like actually having scenes with Logic?
Oh man, it was a blast because we only met in passing on the 4:30 movie. The day he was filming, we were filming our post-credit scene. So we met in passing in hair and wardrobe. He said hi, he was a super nice guy, and was just like, oh, cool, what a nice guy. Never thought I'd hear from him again. And then I got a DM from him like a couple months later, being like, I want you in my movie. And it was a blast. He's like the nicest dude ever. He's so down to earth, and he really made set like such an enjoyable experience. So I had a great time working with him.
Tremaine, in the end credits, they're like you're a huge part of the thank you letter in the end credits. And he says that he wants to do movies with you, more movies with you. What is your relationship like, and how did that become? And what was it like actually being able to do a movie with Logic?
First of all, it was amazing, man. We had the best time of my life, and I wouldn't trade it for anything, man. Bob's my best friend. We go back about 15, 16 years. Started with the fashion stuff. I styled him for a long time, and then he signed me to his record label. We make a bunch of music together, and then we started on this movie, and he slid me right in the back door because he believed in me, and it was great, man. Bob, and we just have an amazing relationship, and we play every day. So it was natural to just be on camera with my guy. We had a blast.
Yeah. And Mary, how did you become part of the crew? Because you're not in alphabetical order. You are a main cast member.
Yes, yeah. Bobby DM'd me on Instagram. Yeah, I'm an actor, just living in LA, but I make comedy videos online, and I noticed he started liking some of them, and I was like, oh, cool, Logic is liking my videos. And then he sent me a message and just was like, you're exactly who I'm thinking of for this character. Like, I want to work with you, talk with you, through all of this. And we set up a call and chatted. He sent me the script, and we just talked and talked, and yeah, it just became sort of like almost a collaborative thing, creating this character with him. And yeah, so he DM'd me.
Oh,
He reached out.
that's sweet.
Yeah.
Each of you, what was like your first record or CD or MP3 that you bought that like was your personal decision?
Whoa. Mine was the Red Hot Chili Peppers, the By the Way album, a CD. Yeah, I used to listen to it on my Walkman on the bus. Yeah, I'm a rock and roll girl.
Trying to remember that like I remember I got like so many gifted to me from my cousins, and the first one I remember was probably this pop band called LFO. They sing
Yes.
that song, it's like, New Kids on the Block get a bunch of hits. So that's like the
Chinese
first.
food makes me sick.
Yes, so that's the first CD I remember getting. Then probably like In Sync and that sort of vibe. What about you, T?
Dang, man, I think I bought the Mace Double Up album.
Whoa.
You know what I'm saying? Taking it back 96, 97, something like that. Or Nas Stillmatic. I remember buying that, riding the bus to the mall, and picking that up and feeling real good about that. I love music.
Yeah. So, why do you think your characters hold Cooper to such a high regard that they're very surprised that he's not doing well? That they're always just like, "Oh, you're the one that pays the bills, that you're running the business," even though as a viewer, we're just stepping in on like kind of the worst day of his life. And I'm like, obviously things aren't going well. He has made no sales. He gives everything away and he's high
Right.
most of the time. It's like very obvious to me, but why do you think the characters hold him in such a high regard?
I really think that they all see each other as family. And I think like sometimes when you really care about someone and love someone, you kind of get blinded by that and you don't necessarily see kind of the stuff that's going on underneath. And I think Cooper's character does a really good job of kind of holding everything together and like, unfortunately digging himself into deeper and deeper holes. But I think he's a giving person, a loving person. So I think we all just figured, oh, it's business as usual, but
Mhm.
clearly, obviously, not the case.
100. And that scene where he finally sort of tells us everything that's going on and sort of loses his cool, that, yeah, there are just people I can even think of in my own life who never lose their cool. And so
Mm.
then to finally see them sort of like burst open, everything it becomes more apparent. And I imagine that their rapport and they're all so close that like he never lets it show.
Yeah.
So that's my thinking. And we're all probably a little stoned all the time at that shop, I think. That's probably the
We're all
truth.
missing things, I think, a lot of the time.
Yeah, Cooper's just trying to look for the better in life. He ain't trying to throw any negativity in the universe.
Yeah.
He's trying to act like everything's okay all the time, but he's dealing with shit every day, just like everybody is, and he's trying to stay afloat with the shop and not tell us we losing our jobs and shit. That would be a bummer. So he's trying to figure it out. But we think Cooper's got everything together. This is my cousin that owns his shop and shit. He been doing it. So it was a surprise for all of us for sure.
Yeah, he's very much like the big brother that you like. Just expect him to have everything together, and it's like he never kind of loses his cool. Um, Logic wrote such an amazing script, but were any of the lines improvised? Like we see at the end credits that he's asking for different takes, but were any of the lines improvised?
So much improv. Yeah. Yeah. We tried our best to stick to the script for a lot of it, but I know that especially T-Man, there was a lot of just having fun, right? Like just messing around with Bobby and seeing what came out.
Yeah. Was it hard to keep in character sometimes? Like even for me, I remember the crunchy pancake scene. I feel like it would be really hard to have a straight face through all of that.
Yeah. That was complete. That whole scene was almost all improvised.
For sure. You
Shout
killed that,
out
man.
Dana. Shout out Dana. Love you, girl.
Dana, who plays the waitress, oh my God, Bobby just kept being like, just say whatever you want. She's like, okay. So we really all did. Yeah, that scene was really, it was tough to keep a straight face.
And
You have
often, like, the second that, yeah, the second that we stopped rolling, we would all just like burst out laughing. So even when like we were keeping it in, the second we were told we didn't have to keep it in anymore, we didn't. There was a lot of laughter on set.
Yeah, when she's like, "Oh, I'm a hugger, but I don't like to be touched." What is going on?
She's so crazy. Love her.
Yes.
Classic.
Yeah,
Super classic.
Yes, there's so many characters within the movie and a lot of cameos. Was there a person that you wish that you had had a scene with that you didn't?
oh gosh. I
Man,
mean,
that's a great question, right?
yeah, I mean, everybody. I feel like like Reed and I didn't really as much interact with a lot of the cameos, except Martin, who was awesome. But yeah, other than that, like, I mean, everybody. There were so many cool people. I honestly, there are so many that I'm like, I need to think of
Yes, yes.
who was all in it. What about do you have someone, Reed?
Not that I can think of offhand, but what I will say is the scene had to get cut because it was not entirely relevant to the plot. But I hope at some point we release it. I had a scene with Rainn Wilson, who you'll
Right.
see in Bobby's music video for like kind of our title track. You'll see him in his character costume, and the scene he is so unhinged in it, and working with him was amazing. He's the coolest dude. So I hope that at some point we can do some unseen bits and release the footage because I think people will find him crazy to watch. It was a blast.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was insane for sure, Reed. And that's what was so crazy about the film. This is my first time ever doing this in my life. So we're shooting so much, so many scenes, so many different ideas, and maybe this will work, maybe that'll work. and then some stuff worked and some stuff didn't. I did an entire scene with Jay and Silent Bob in the alley, and it was great. And I was like, oh shit, I got this whole scene with Jay and Silent Bob. I'm smoking doinks with them. Let's fucking go, but it didn't push the story,
Mhm.
and there was a lot of trimming of the fat on it. And I swear we were at 2 hours on the first cut, and then the last cut might have been an hour and 20 minutes or whatever it finally is. So it was so much fun to just work with everybody, but to see the process and to see how the end result finally happens was very interesting, and it was cool too.
Yes, I would definitely love an extended cut. And it was also a very well edited movie because even though a lot goes on, it all makes sense. But there is kind of a wink of, oh, this character isn't making a sequel. Would you guys be open to a sequel?
Yeah.
Come on.
Listen, we
What kind of
started
question is that?
we started spitballing some ideas on set. Paradise on Vacation.
Paradise Christmas?
Paradise
Yeah.
Christmas.
Yeah, Bobby was like, we're going to Hawaii next. And we were like, okay. You get us the flight, we're there, honey.
Yes, I love it. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. Congrats on this and all future projects, and congrats on the baby.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I will talk to you all soon. As Reed knows, I actually keep that promise.
She does. It's so good to see you.
Okay, I will talk to you guys soon.
Bye.
Bye.